She orchestrated a public breakup at the restaurant, her sister and friends recording everything. I didn't react. I said, "Perfect. Good luck to you," and walked out. Their giggles turned to silence when she started crying because her performance became reality. That Friday night should have been just another dinner. But looking back, the signs were all there. I just chose to ignore them. We'd been together 3 years. The first 2 were solid. The third, different. She started making comments. Small ones at first. About my truck being old. About my job as an electrician not being ambitious enough. About how her coworkers' boyfriends were all in tech or finance. I let it slide. Figured it was stress from her marketing job. 3 weeks before that night, she got weird. Distant. Always on her phone. When I'd ask what was wrong, she'd snap that I was being paranoid. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, she wanted to go to this upscale Italian place downtown. The kind with valet parking and entrees that cost more than I made in half a day. I didn't want to go. Not my scene. But she insisted it was important. That we needed to reconnect. So I agreed. Wore my only decent button-down shirt. Drove my beat-up Ford Ranger to the valet, feeling out of place immediately. The restaurant was exactly what I expected. Dim lighting, piano music, people in suits discussing things I had zero interest in. She'd gotten there first. Said she wanted to get a good table. When I walked in, she waved from this booth near the center. Not private, right in the middle of everything. I sat down. She smiled. But it wasn't her real smile. It was the one she used for Instagram photos. Practiced. Empty. Then I noticed them. Her sister and 2 of her friends at a table, maybe 15 feet away. They waved. Called out hey like it was totally normal they were here. What a coincidence, right? It wasn't a coincidence. Dinner started normal enough. We ordered. She got the salmon. I got pasta because it was the cheapest thing that wouldn't make me look cheap. She started talking about work. About how she'd been thinking about her future. Her goals. Her trajectory. Not our future. Her future. Then came the first jab. She mentioned how one of her coworkers just bought a condo. How impressive it was that someone our age could do that. Then she looked at me. Said maybe I should consider going back to school. Getting a degree. Making something more of myself. I didn't bite. Just nodded. Took a sip of water. She kept going. Talked about ambition. About drive. About how important it was to be with someone who matched your energy. Her words. Not mine. The whole time, I noticed her phone on the table. Screen facing up. Recording app open. That's when I knew. Her sister and friends had their phones out too. Angles pointed our way. Trying to be discreet, but failing miserably. They were filming this. All of it. She launched into her finale. Said she'd been doing a lot of thinking. That she cared about me, but didn't see a future anymore. That I was a great guy, but not the right guy for her. That she needed someone who inspired her. Someone who pushed her to be better. The whole speech was rehearsed. You could tell. She'd practiced this in her bathroom mirror. Probably recorded takes until she got it right. People at nearby tables were watching now. Her sister and friends leaning in with their phones. Waiting for me to beg. To cry. To make a scene. I put my fork down. Wiped my mouth with the napkin. Looked her straight in the eye. Perfect. Good luck to you. Then I stood up. Pulled 2 20s from my wallet. Dropped them on the table for my half. And walked toward the exit. The entire restaurant went quiet. Her mouth was open. Her sister looked confused. The friends lowered their phones slightly, like they weren't sure if they got the shot they wanted. I heard her chair scrape. She was getting up, but I didn't look back. I handed my ticket to the valet, waited for my truck, and drove off. No yelling. No drama. No tears. Just done. I got home, cracked open a Coke, and turned on the Dodgers game. My phone started blowing up 20 minutes later. Texts from her. Calls. All ignored. The best part? I felt nothing but relief. Like I'd just dodged something way worse than a breakup. I dodged being someone's content. Someone's villain in a story she wanted to tell her friends. She wanted a reaction. She wanted me to chase her through that parking lot. To beg in front of everyone while her friends got it all on camera. She wanted to be the strong woman who dumped the deadbeat boyfriend and went viral for it. Instead, she got a guy who said good luck and left. And that, apparently, wasn't part of the script. The next morning, I blocked her number. Blocked her on everything. Instagram, Facebook, all of it. Then I called my buddy who owns a gym, asked if that membership offer was still good. He laughed, said yeah, come by Monday. I wasn't about to sit around feeling sorry for myself. I'd wasted enough time already. I made it maybe 10 steps out of that restaurant before I heard heels clicking fast behind me. She caught up just as the valet brought my truck around. Wait. Just wait. I didn't turn around. Just opened the driver's door. Are you serious right now? Her voice cracked. Not the confident tone from inside. This was different. Panic mixed with disbelief. I finally looked at her. Mascara already smudging. Phone still in her hand. What do you want? You're not even going to fight for this? For us? I almost laughed. You just dumped me in front of your friends while they filmed it. What exactly am I supposed to fight for? I thought you loved me. I did. Past tense. You made your choice. I'm respecting it. She stepped closer, blocking my door. You're really going to throw away 3 years like this? I'm not throwing anything away. You already did that inside. I'm just accepting reality. Her face twisted. Angry now. You know what? This is exactly why we don't work. You don't care. You never cared enough to fight for anything. I looked past her. Her sister and friends had come outside, standing by the restaurant entrance. Watching. Probably still recording. You got what you wanted, I said calmly. I'm out. I got in the truck. She stood there frozen as I backed out. Through the rearview mirror, I saw her standing in that parking lot, arms wrapped around herself, while her friends slowly approached her. Their excited giggles from inside the restaurant nowhere to be found. The weekend was quiet. Too quiet. But I kept busy. Cleaned the house. Fixed the leaky faucet I'd been putting off. Meal prepped for the week. Normal stuff. Stuff that kept my hands occupied. Sunday night, she started calling. I'd blocked her main number, but she used a different one. Then another. I recognized the pattern and just let them all go to voicemail. Didn't listen to a single one. Monday morning, she showed up at my house. 7 in the morning. I was about to leave for a job site when I saw her car in the driveway. I walked to my truck without acknowledging her. She got out, looking rough. No makeup. Sweatpants. Hair in a messy bun. We need to talk. No, we don't. I unlocked my truck. Please. I made a mistake. I turned to face her. You didn't make a mistake. You planned that entire thing. How long? 2 weeks? 3. She looked down. That's what I thought. You wanted to humiliate me. Make yourself look good on camera. Except it didn't go the way you scripted it. I wasn't trying to. Yeah, you were. And now you're upset because I didn't play along. I didn't give you the dramatic breakup you wanted to post online. Tears started. Real ones this time, not the performance from Friday. I was stupid. I listened to the wrong people. My friends said. I don't care what your friends said. You're a grown woman. You made a choice. Can't we just talk about this? Get coffee or something. There's nothing to talk about. It's done. I got in the truck and drove off. Left her standing there. That night, my buddy called. The one who saw the whole thing happen at the gym. Turns out, mutual friends were talking. Apparently, she'd been planning the restaurant breakup for over a month. Had picked the location specifically because it was fancy and public. Had told her sister and friends exactly what she was going to say and when. They were supposed to get the whole thing on video so she could post it later. The plan was simple. Dump me dramatically. Frame it like she was this empowered woman leaving a relationship that held her back. Get thousands of likes and comments supporting her bold move. Classic social media validation play. Except I ruined it by not reacting. By just leaving. And now? Now people were asking questions. Why would someone spend a month planning a public breakup? What kind of person does that? Her friends were getting heat too. Comments on their pages asking why they were filming someone getting dumped. Asking if they had nothing better to do. The narrative she wanted to control was slipping away. Fast. Wednesday, her sister texted me. From a number I didn't have blocked. Said she was sorry. That she felt terrible about Friday. That she didn't know it was going to be like that. Which was garbage. Because she absolutely knew. But whatever. She also said her sister was a mess. Not eating. Not sleeping. Obsessing over the fact that I wouldn't talk to her. I didn't respond. Thursday, she tried showing up at the job site. My supervisor saw her first, asked if everything was okay. I told him it was an ex who couldn't take a hint. He had her escorted off the property. Said if she came back, he'd call the cops for trespassing. That finally seemed to work. The showing up stopped. The calls stopped. Everything went quiet. But I knew better. This wasn't over. Not really. Because the one thing I'd learned about her over 3 years was this. She never let go of control. And right now, I was the one thing she couldn't control. That weekend, I went to a bar where local musicians played. Place called the Backroom. Used to go all the time before we dated. Stopped because she hated it. Said it was too loud, too crowded, not her scene. I grabbed a Bud Light, found a spot near the stage, and just listened. Guitar, drums, decent vocals. The kind of music that hits different when you're finally free from someone who never appreciated it. A woman next to me at the bar smiled. Said she came here every Friday. Asked if I played. Used to. Been a while. You should get back into it. Simple conversation. Nothing heavy. Just two people talking about music. And for the first time in months, I felt like myself again. Not someone trying to be ambitious enough or impressive enough or whatever enough. Just me. I left that bar feeling better than I had in a long time. Didn't get her number. Didn't try to. Just enjoyed a normal Friday night without the weight of someone else's expectations crushing me. When I got home, there were 3 missed calls from the ex different number again. I blocked it. Deleted the voicemails without listening. She wanted her performance to mean something. Wanted it to validate her. Instead, it just showed everyone exactly who she was. And I was completely fine with that. 2 weeks after that Friday night, I was back at the back room. Became my regular spot. Every Friday after work, grab a beer, listen to whoever was playing that night. Sometimes I'd bring my old acoustic from home, jam with the regulars during open mic. The woman from before was there again. We talked more this time. Her name was on the tip of my tongue, but honestly, names didn't matter yet. We just talked about real stuff. She worked as a physical therapist, had a dog named Rookie, loved classic rock. No games. No tests. Just conversation. You should play something tonight, she said, nodding toward the stage. Maybe next week. That's what you said last week. I smiled. All right. Next week for sure. Life was getting simpler. Work was good. Got assigned to a commercial project that meant steady hours and decent overtime. Gym 4 times a week. Started meal prepping chicken and rice like every other guy trying to get his life together. Nothing fancy, just consistent. The ex, she was everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Tuesday morning, she was at the Dunkin' near my house. The one I stopped at every morning for coffee. She was sitting in the corner when I walked in, pretending to be surprised to see me. I ordered my coffee, nodded in her direction, and left. Didn't sit. Didn't engage. Thursday, she was at the grocery store. Same one I always went to. Happened to be in the same aisle twice. Happened to need something right next to what I was grabbing. I moved my cart, grabbed what I needed, and kept walking. Saturday, she showed up at the back room. Sat 2 tables away with one of her friends. The friend looked uncomfortable. She kept glancing over, waiting for me to notice. I noticed. Just didn't care. The woman I'd been talking to caught it too. Ex. Yeah. She seems persistent. She'll get over it. But here's the thing. She wasn't getting over it. She was escalating. And I could feel it coming. That next week, I finally played at the back room. Nothing crazy. Just an old Eagles song I'd been practicing. The crowd was small but supportive. A few regulars clapped. Someone bought me a beer after. Felt good to be doing something for myself again. The woman was there. Told me I did great. We talked longer that night. She asked if I wanted to grab food sometime. Not at some expensive place downtown. Just burgers and fries at a local spot. I said yes. We met up that Wednesday. Place called Ray's Diner. Best cheeseburgers in the county. We talked for 2 hours. About everything. About nothing. She told me about her last relationship. How the guy couldn't handle that she made more money than him. How he'd get weird about it. Make little comments. Until she finally ended it. Sounds familiar, I said. People get insecure, she said. They take it out on the wrong person. We left the diner around 9. I walked her to her car. No forced moment. No awkward should we kiss pause. Just a genuine conversation and plans to do it again. I got home feeling lighter than I had in years. Then Friday rolled around. I was at the back room again. She met me there. We grabbed our usual spot near the bar, ordered drinks, settled in for the night. That's when the ex walked in. But this time, she wasn't alone. She brought her sister. And she came straight to where we were sitting. Hey. Her voice was shaky. Nervous energy radiating off her. Hey, I said flatly. She looked at the woman next to me. Then back at me. Can we talk? Just for a minute. There's nothing to talk about. Please. I just need 5 minutes. The woman next to me touched my arm lightly. I'll give you 2 some space. You don't have to, I said. It's fine. I'll be at the bar. She walked off. I stayed seated. The ex sat down in the now empty chair across from me. Who is she? Does it matter? Are you seeing her? Again. Does it matter? She bit her lip. Eyes watering already. I miss you. You don't miss me. You miss having control. That's not fair, isn't it? You orchestrated an entire breakup. Filmed it. Planned to post it online. And now you're upset because I moved on. I made a mistake. I told you that. And I told you we're done. Multiple times. Yet here you are, showing up everywhere I go. What do you want from me? I want another chance. I leaned back in my chair, looked at her clearly. You humiliated me. In front of people. On purpose. You wanted to make me look small so you could look big. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. I was listening to the wrong people. You're a grown woman. Stop blaming your friends. Her sister approached the table, clearly uncomfortable. Come on. Let's just go. The ex ignored her. Kept staring at me. So that's it. 3 years mean nothing. They meant something. Past tense. You ended it. I accepted it. Move on. She stood up, hands shaking. You're different. You're not the same person. You're right. I'm not. She left with her sister. The woman came back a few minutes later with fresh drinks. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. And I was. Because the truth was simple. I didn't feel anything for the ex anymore. No anger. No sadness. Not even satisfaction. Just indifference. The following week, her sister reached out again. This time, she actually apologized. Said she felt awful about that night at the restaurant. That she tried to talk her sister out of it, but got overruled. She admitted her sister was obsessed, checking my social media constantly even though I had her blocked, asking mutual friends about me, driving past my house. She's not okay, the sister said over text. I think she needs help. Real help. I didn't respond. Not my problem anymore. That Friday, I played 2 songs at the back room. The woman was there, cheered louder than anyone. Afterward, we grabbed food at Ray's again, then walked around downtown for an hour, just talking. No drama. No manipulation, no tests, just 2 people enjoying each other's company. When I got home that night, I realized I hadn't thought about the ex once all evening. Not during dinner, not during the walk, not even when I saw a couple that vaguely resembled us from behind. She was fading, becoming background noise. And that felt like the biggest victory of all. 3 weeks into seeing the new woman regularly, things were going well. No pressure, no expectations, just 2 people who liked hanging out together. She'd come to the back room every Friday. I'd meet her for lunch on Wednesdays when her schedule allowed. Simple. Healthy. Then the ex decided simple wasn't going to work for her. It was a Friday night. I was on stage doing my usual set. 3 songs. Nothing fancy. Just me and my acoustic guitar. The woman was at our regular table, smiling, recording a short clip on her phone for me to see later. Halfway through the second song, the door opened. The ex walked in. Not dressed like she was there to hang out. Dressed like she was there to make a statement. Heels. Tight dress. Full makeup. Her sister trailing behind, looking like she wanted to be anywhere else. I saw her immediately, but kept playing. Wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of stopping mid-song. She walked straight to the front. Stood right in front of the small stage. Arms crossed. Staring at me with this look that was half desperation, half rage. I finished the song. Scattered applause from the crowd. I was about to start the third when she spoke up. Loud enough for everyone to hear. You're unbelievable. I set my guitar down. Can I help you? You moved on that fast? 3 years together and you're already with someone else. The bar went quiet. Everyone watching now. The woman at my table looked uncomfortable but stayed seated. We broke up, I said calmly. Remember? You made sure everyone knew. I made a mistake and you just threw me away like I was nothing. You orchestrated a public breakup. Filmed it. Tried to humiliate me. What exactly did you expect? I expected you to care enough to fight for us. I picked up my guitar. I'm done with this conversation. Of course you are. Because that's what you do. You run. You give up. You're a quitter. The bartender started moving toward her. She saw him coming and raised her voice even more. You used me. For 3 years. You made me think we had a future and then you just walked away. I looked at her dead in the eye. You ended it. Not me. You wanted a show. I gave you an exit. Now you're mad because I took you seriously. That's not what happened. That's exactly what happened. And everyone here knows it. The bartender reached her. Ma'am, you need to leave. I'm not done talking. Yeah, you are, I said. You can leave on your own or he'll help you. Your choice. Her sister grabbed her arm. Come on. Let's just go. The ex shook her off but started walking toward the door. Stopped halfway. Turned around one more time. You're going to regret this. I really won't. She left. The bar stayed quiet for a few seconds. Then someone in the back yelled, Play the next song, man. A few people laughed. The tension broke. I finished my set. Got off stage. The woman came up immediately. That was intense. Sorry you had to see that. Don't apologize. You handled it perfectly. We stayed another hour. Had a few drinks. Talked about literally anything other than what just happened. When we left, I walked her to her car like usual. Does this bother you? I asked. The drama. Should it? I don't know. Some people wouldn't want to deal with it. She smiled. You didn't create the drama. She did. Big difference. That made me feel better than it probably should have. The weekend was quiet. Too quiet. Monday morning, I got a text from an old friend. Someone I hadn't heard from in months. Hey man, what's going on with you? I called him. What do you mean? Your ex is telling people some wild stuff. Saying you were controlling. That you isolated her from friends. That you got aggressive when she tried to leave. My stomach dropped. She's saying what? Yeah. Heard it from 3 different people this weekend. Thought you should know. I hung up and immediately called another mutual friend. Same story. The ex was spreading lies. Painting herself as the victim. Saying I manipulated her. That I was emotionally abusive. That she was scared of me. Complete fiction. By Tuesday, it had spread to at least a dozen people. Some believed it. Some didn't. But even the ones who didn't believe it fully were asking questions. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Wednesday, I got a message from her sister. I'm sorry. I tried to stop her, but she's not listening to anyone right now. She's telling people you hurt her. I know it's not true. I was there. I saw everything. But she's convinced herself this is the only way to get people on her side. I responded for the first time. Let her dig her own grave. She's going to keep going. You need to know that. Let me worry about that. That Friday, I was back at the back room. Fewer people than usual. Word had gotten around. Some folks didn't know what to believe. Easier to just avoid the situation entirely. The woman showed up anyway. Sat at our table. Ordered her usual drink. You okay? She asked. Been better. People are talking. Yeah, I know. For what it's worth, I don't believe any of it. Why not? You barely know me. She shrugged. Because if you were actually like that, I'd have seen signs by now. Controlling guys don't let their girlfriends have space. They don't stay calm during confrontations. They don't walk away. They escalate. You've done the opposite of all that. Made sense when she said it that way. That night, one of the regulars from the bar pulled me aside. Older guy. Been coming to the back room for 20 years. I heard what she's been saying about you. Yeah, join the club. Here's the thing. I was here that night. Saw the whole blow up. Saw how you handled it. That wasn't the behavior of someone who's abusive or controlling. That was someone who was done with nonsense. Appreciate that. More than that, people remember the restaurant thing. We all saw the video before she deleted it. She broke up with you. Filmed it. Her friends posted it. Then when you didn't react the way she wanted, suddenly you're the bad guy? That doesn't add up. He was right. And slowly, other people were starting to realize it too. By the end of the week, the tide was shifting. People started asking the ex for proof. Screenshots. Anything. She had nothing. Because there was nothing. Just accusations built on desperation. Her friends who had been in on the restaurant plan started distancing themselves. Deleting old posts. Untagging themselves from photos with her. They realized being associated with her was becoming a liability. The sister texted me again. She's losing it. Everyone's turning on her. I don't know what to do. I finally responded. Neither do I. But it's not my problem to solve. And it wasn't. She made her choices. Now she was living with them. The lies fell apart faster than she could rebuild them. Turns out, when you accuse someone of abuse with zero evidence, people start questioning your credibility. Especially when there's video proof of you orchestrating a public humiliation. Someone had saved the original restaurant video before she deleted it. Posted it on a local forum with the caption, "This is the same woman now claiming she was the victim." Make it make sense. The comments were brutal. People calling her manipulative. Calling her a liar. Some even recognized her friends from the video and started commenting on their pages. Asking why they participated. Why they recorded it. Why they thought any of that was acceptable. Her friends went private. Stopped posting. One of them even made a public apology, saying she regretted her involvement and didn't realize how serious it was at the time. Classic damage control. The ex tried doubling down. Made a long post about how people didn't understand the full story. How what happened at the restaurant was her finally standing up for herself. How I'd been subtly controlling her for years and she just snapped. Nobody bought it. The post got maybe 12 likes. Mostly from people who didn't know either of us. The comments were disabled within an hour. Her sister called me. Not texted. Actually called. She's falling apart, she said. She hasn't left her place in 4 days. Won't answer calls from anyone except me. I'm worried about her. I'm sorry she's going through that. But it's not my responsibility. I know. I just thought you should know. Why? What do you want me to do? Silence on the other end. Then, nothing. I guess I just needed to tell someone. We hung up. I felt bad for the sister. She was stuck cleaning up a mess she didn't create. But that wasn't on me either. That week, the woman and I went to a different bar. Place across town. Quieter. Less history. We grabbed a booth, ordered wings and beer, just enjoyed the night. How are you holding up? She asked. Better. Drama's dying down. Good. You deserve that. We talked about normal stuff. Her job. My upcoming project at work. Plans for the weekend. No mention of the ex. No mention of the chaos from the past month. Just two people existing without baggage. I realized then that I liked her. Not in the desperate way I'd felt with the ex toward the end. Not trying to prove something or live up to expectations. Just genuine, easy liking. Can I ask you something? She said. Go for it. Why didn't you fight back? When she was spreading all those lies. You could have defended yourself publicly. Made your own post. Set the record straight. I thought about it. Because defending myself would have given her exactly what she wanted. Attention. Engagement. Proof that she still mattered to me. The best response was no response. She nodded slowly. Smart. Learned that one the hard way. 2 weeks later, I ran into one of our old mutual friends at a gas station. We'd been decent friends before the breakup. He'd gone quiet after everything happened. Hey man, he said, walking over as I filled up my truck. Hey, listen, I owe you an apology. I heard what she was saying, and I didn't know what to believe at first. But then people started pulling receipts, showing the videos, showing the timeline. I should have trusted you from the start. It's fine. It's not. But I appreciate you saying that. For what it's worth, most people know the truth now. She burned a lot of bridges trying to make you the villain. How's she doing? He shrugged. Not great from what I hear. Lost most of her friend group. People don't want to be around someone who lies like that. Her job's fine, I think. But socially, she's pretty isolated. Part of me felt bad. The other part remembered standing in that restaurant while she performed for cameras. That's rough, I said neutrally. Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to say sorry for doubting you. You're a good dude. We shook hands. He left. I finished pumping gas and headed home. That Friday at the back room, the crowd was back to normal size. People had moved on. The drama was old news. I played my set without interruption. The woman cheered from our table. Life felt stable again. Then Sunday night happened. I was home watching football. Rams versus Cardinals. Close game. Fourth quarter. My doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole. The ex standing on my porch. Alone. Looking like she hadn't slept in days. I opened the door, but didn't invite her in. Stood in the doorway. What do you want? I need to talk to you. There's nothing to talk about. Please. Just hear me out. I sighed. You've got 2 minutes. She took a shaky breath. I messed up. Everything. The restaurant. The lies. All of it. I was hurt and angry, and I wanted you to feel what I was feeling. But it backfired, and now everyone hates me, and I don't know what to do. That's not my problem. I know. I know it's not. But I need you to know I'm sorry. Genuinely sorry. I wish I could take it all back. You can't. I know. We stood there. Her waiting for something. Me having nothing left to give. Is there any chance? No. You didn't even let me finish. I don't need to. The answer is no. To whatever you were about to ask. No second chance. No forgiveness. No staying friends. Just no. Her face crumpled. I loved you. You loved controlling me. There's a difference. That's not fair. You humiliated me on purpose. Tried to ruin my reputation when I moved on. Fair doesn't exist here anymore. She wiped her eyes. I really am sorry. I believe you. But it doesn't change anything. She stood there a few more seconds. Then nodded. Turned and walked to her car. Drove off. I closed the door. Went back to the couch. Game was tied now. Overtime coming. My phone buzzed. Text from the woman. Still on for lunch tomorrow? I smiled. Typed back. Yeah. Raise at noon. Perfect. I put my phone down. Watched the Rams kick a field goal. Win by 3. Life moved on. With or without the ex's permission. And I was completely fine with that. For months later, life looked completely different. I got promoted at work. Led electrician on a major commercial build. Better pay, better hours, actual respect from the crew. The kind of advancement the ex used to say I'd never get because I lacked ambition. The woman and I made it official. No games. No tests. Just two people who enjoyed being together. She met my friends. I met hers. We went to Dodgers games, grabbed dinner at random places, spent weekends doing absolutely nothing special. And it was perfect. The ex became a ghost. No more showing up places. No more texts from unknown numbers. No more sister reaching out with updates. Just silence. The way it should have been from the start. Then one Saturday, I saw her. Pure coincidence. I was at a street fair downtown with the woman. Live music, food trucks, couple hundred people milling around. The ex was there. Alone. Standing by a taco stand, scrolling on her phone. She looked smaller somehow. Like the confidence she used to carry had evaporated. She glanced up. Our eyes met for half a second. She opened her mouth like she might say something, then closed it. Looked back down at her phone. I kept walking. The woman beside me didn't even notice. We grabbed tacos from a different truck. Listened to a cover band playing old rock songs. Laughed at some kid dancing terribly near the stage. Normal Saturday stuff. I didn't think about the ex again that day. Not when we got home. Not when we watched a movie that night. Not at all. Because here's what I learned. Walking away from that restaurant wasn't just about ending a relationship. It was about refusing to participate in someone else's manipulation. Refusing to be the villain in a story designed to make her the hero. She wanted a reaction. Wanted me to beg, to chase, to prove I cared. Instead, I showed her something more powerful. Indifference. Not the fake kind. Not the petty kind. The real kind that comes when you genuinely stop caring about someone's validation. The ex spent months trying to rewrite history. Trying to make herself the victim. Trying to get people on her side. But the truth doesn't change just because you want it to. And eventually, everyone saw through it. Did she learn anything? I don't know. Don't really care. That's her journey now. Mine. I'm with someone who doesn't need me to be more than I am. Who doesn't test me, or play games, or orchestrate drama for social media. Someone real. And that night at the restaurant, when I stood up and said, "Perfect. Good luck to you," I didn't realize I was also saying it to myself. Good luck moving forward. Good luck finding something real. Good luck leaving behind someone who never appreciated what you were. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just living well, building something genuine, and never looking back. I never did.